Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to another video. I'm Rubiani with Rubiani's Baking Adventures, and today I got some conchas for y'all. So to kind of dive a little bit into the origin of conchas, they first originated in Mexico during the the French colonial period, and basically it is inspired by the French settlers that were there, but it's of Mexican origin. And also, according to the source, traditionally Christmas, after everyone's eaten, their dessert is a concha. And then also another holiday that they're popularly used. Sorry, I can't speak, but another holiday that they're popularly seen in is Dia de los Muertos. But I mean, it's not. They're not really like traditional like that. They although they do have their traditional significance, and they are very. It's very important to have conchas on these holidays. They're also just something that you can find just like sitting around. Just you hit the bakery, get some conchas. You can find like. For me personally, it was just like Sunday morning, like we hit the bakery, get some conchas, get some bolillos, like all that. So although they do have like a lot of significance in tradition, they're also just something you can eat kind of casually. So without further ado, I know I talked a lot. Let's get in the kitchen. Let's get cooking. Let's get baking. Let's go. All right, what's good, y'all? We made it to the kitchen. So now what we're gonna do is hold up. All right, there we go. Just had to fix the angle a little bit. So what we got, we have a half a cup of milk that's been warmed up to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. It took about like 20 seconds in the microwave. So that's about what you're gonna have to do. So we're gonna add 2 1/4 teaspoon of active dry yeast. All right, so we're gonna add the yeast. We're gonna add the milk, the yeast, and a teaspoon of sugar. Then we're gonna cover, and we're just gonna let it rest for 5 minutes. We're not gonna cover completely. We're gonna leave like a little bit, but yeah. So we're gonna add the milk. That's warm. So warm milk. Did it spill? No, it didn't. It almost spilled though. You should have seen that. The yeast. So 2 1/4 tablespoons of yeast.
So 1, 2.
And then 1/4.
1/4.
Okay. Then we add 1 tablespoon of sugar, which is gonna be 3 teaspoons.
1, 2, and 3.
And then we just mix that up. I'm gonna use a fork. All right, so that should be about good. So now we're gonna lightly cover and then leave this for 5 minutes. So get back and check. All right, sorry y'all. So that's about lightly covered. And now we just let it rest for 5 minutes. So, all right, y'all. So now we need to gather our sugar, flour, and yeast all into a large bowl. And then we're gonna mix that until evenly combined. So I'm gonna add the yeast, milk, solution thing. Then we're going to add, I should have added that last low key, but it's okay. Then we're gonna add 1/3 cup of sugar. All right. All right, boom. 1/3 cup sugar in. And now we're gonna need 3 1/2 cups of flour. So, it's looking a little risky. I don't know if we're gonna have enough, but we'll see. Well, that's 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, and now finally we just need to add 1 more half. And there we go, our last half. Add that in. And we're actually probably going to end up needing a little bit more because the recipe does say that you're probably going to need an additional 1/4. So you end up in the end needing like 3 3/4 cup instead. All right, so now we mix until combined. And while we're mixing, oh, we got to melt the butter. Actually, we'll just do that afterwards. Let's just mix this up. I'm going to mix with this wooden spoon. Get right back at you. All right, so we got it just about done. Right there, you can see it's pretty good, evenly combined. So now we need to wash this out, and then we're gonna melt 1/2 cup of butter, and then we're gonna add 3 large eggs. All right, y'all, so now we need to add in 3 large eggs that are beaten. I already beat mine. Beat them, it means like to scramble them if you don't speak baker. So we got added our eggs in, and then we add our melted butter, just like that. And now we're just gonna knead it. We're gonna mix it around, kind of combine it with the spoon, and then we're gonna start kneading it with our hands in the bowl. We don't need to take it out onto the counter just yet. But yeah, so we just mix it around until it's good enough to touch with our hands. Then we're gonna knead it for 7 minutes, and I'll get back to y'all. All right, y'all, so I was wrong. We actually do need to take it out and knead it. So we just need to lightly flour our surface. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can't even see, hold on. Let me get the angles right for y'all. There we go, y'all. So we're gonna lightly flour our surface just like that. And yes, it's clean. All this stuff is clean. I just do it off camera so that y'all don't have to, like, these videos are long enough as they are. But yeah, so now we're gonna just take it and we're gonna knead it for 7 minutes, which is then followed by, what is it called? Which will then, we will grease it and let it rest for 2 hours. 2 whole hours, you heard? 2 whole hours. You might need to keep, the thing about conchas is that with the dough, a lot of the time it depends on the climate. So if it's hotter, it's gonna ask for more or less flour, and if it's colder, it's gonna ask for, you know? So basically you just gotta kind of work with it, and as you're working with it, starts getting sticky, add a little bit more flour. You know, it shouldn't start getting too dry. If it's getting dry, that means you put too much flour. So, you know, just work with it. It should be smooth. You know, kind of like, you see how it's, look at that, beautiful. It's not sticking to my fingers, it shouldn't. It's a little, you know, it's a little, like, it's a little sticky to touch, like, but it doesn't stick to your fingers. You don't want it to stick to your fingers. And what you may notice is as you beat it, it may begin to get a little bit more sticky. And like I said, when that happens, you add just a little bit more flour. And that's why you flour your surface. And then you don't even need to grab more from the bag. I can just move it like that. And I got more flour. Add it on. All right, y'all. So it's been about 7 minutes, and we got our dough. Look at that, perfect, beautiful. Look at that. It's beautiful. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to get another bowl. So we got our bowl. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna grease it real quick. And the way that I grease it is just like, you know, that toilet bowl liner. I know that's a gross visual. But yeah, you just follow the rim like that, and then you just paint it with your fingers, and then just a little sprinkle for the bottom. You're just greasing it up. You don't want nothing to pool. You just kind of lubing up the edges so that the dough don't stick to it, right? And then You're gonna take the dough, you're gonna go like that, make a ball kind of thing, like that. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And then you lay the, you lay the dough on there flat. And we cover. All right, so it's covered. So now we need to leave it someplace warm. And in the article, it said to leave it, not the article, in the whatever the recipe, the website, it said to leave it on top of the fridge for 2 hours, someplace warm. So 2 hours, and I'll be back. All right, y'all. So the flour is almost done rising. So we're gonna make the toppings, and then because basically what we gotta do is we gotta make the topping, and we're gonna set it aside. We're gonna let the dough, we're gonna cut the dough up and let it rise for another 2 hours. Then we're gonna add the topping and bake. But right now we gotta make the topping. So to make the topping, we need 1 cup of flour, which I grabbed earlier because I was cleaning up. So I was like, let me grab my flour. So 1 cup of flour. Yeah, make sure it's all in there. Yep. Then we're gonna need 1/3 cup, or actually, sorry, 2/3 cup of powdered sugar. Oh, I didn't know it was in frame. Whoa. You didn't see that. Okay, boom, 2/3 cup in. Now we add a room temperature stick of butter. So how do you know it's room temperature? You should be able to like squish it and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna room temperature stick of butter. Ew, I don't know why I touched it. Okay. Gross. Okay. So now we need to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And I don't actually have 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm gonna do 2/4 of a teaspoon. Haha, mathematician. 1, 2. So there we go. That's 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and then we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And the recipe calls for 1/2 teaspoon. This is I have a 1/2 teaspoon right here. So I'm gonna have to do 2 of these. But the recipe calls for clear vanilla extract, so that you don't get a cloudy look in your conchas. But I don't care about all that. It's just color. So I would prefer my extract how I have it. I'm not gonna go buy. I'm not gonna be all extra like that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm rambling. We need to beat that boy. So we're gonna beat it. Yeah. I found this in my cupboard. You like it? We're gonna beat it over here though because it's safe. It's safer over here. But yeah, we're gonna beat it. I'll get back to y'all. All right, y'all. So we got our topping done, and I know right now it doesn't exactly look like the topping for the conchas. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it, we're gonna put it like in a ball, and then we're gonna like mush it into a ball, and then we're gonna take it into a tortilla presser and press it down, and then lay it flat on top of the ball of bread. So we got our dough here, and basically what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take or actually first, before we do anything, even though this dough is looking beautiful, we're going to cover this up. Just because we don't want nothing to happen to it, and we're gonna put it in the fridge. And just kind of forget about it because we're not gonna need it for like another 2 hours. So we're just gonna take some saran wrap. This is gonna need more than. All right, so it's in the fridge. And now what we're going to do is we are going to prep our stuff. So since I don't have a baking tray, oh, let me move this out of the, sorry about that. All right, so since I don't have a baking tray big enough to like accommodate all the conchas, I'm just gonna use the rack in the oven. So I'm just gonna take the whole rack out because it's not hot yet. because we're not gonna need it for a little bit. Boom. So we got our parchment paper. So basically what we gotta do is we gotta line the, oh, you guys can't even see, let me get the angles right, my bad. We gotta line the rack, again with this. My life, okay. Line this with parchment paper, and then we gotta, you know, get the balls ready. So first we're gonna line this, so I'll be right back when that's done. All right, so we got the rack covered with parchment paper, and that should be able to accommodate all 12 conchas. If it doesn't, we got another rack in there. But yeah, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our cutting board, because I will die if I do this on the counters. And we're going to find a pizza cutter. All right, so we got our pizza cutter, and we're just going to get our dough out. Whew, look at that. And we're just gonna like roll it a little bit to make it even. This is a beautiful dough. Like look at how this came out. Look at how beautiful this is. Don't want to play with it too much because you'll ruin it. So I'm just gonna kind of make sure it's even so I can cut it into 12 dough balls evenly. How I'm gonna do that, I don't know. All right, so now we're gonna cut. All right, so I ended up with 8, which is just, and that'll work, you know. So now we roll them into balls, and then, yeah, we lay them out onto the sheet. So just like that, we got a pretty good, pretty perfect ball. On the sheet, and we leave it because it needs to rise for a little bit longer. All right, so I got them scored, and I got the topping on there, so we're gonna get them in for 20 minutes. I know they don't look the best, but hopefully they'll look a little bit better when they come out. So 20 to 30 20 to 30 minutes or until golden brown. So let's get them in there. All right, they are done. So now we are going to let them cool off, and we're gonna get straight into them. Please excuse the background noise, that's the TV. All right, y'all. So we finally got it, and I'm having mine with some hot chocolate, but that is hot. It's abuelita. My mom made it, so shout out to mom. Shouts out to my moms. But yeah, so we got the concha. It's looking extravagant. Is that even the right word? I don't even know. But we're gonna look at that. Damn, it's falling apart. It looks all right. It looks all right-ish. I'm gonna take a bite before it falls apart. I'm gonna stop messing with it. It ain't bad. It ain't bad. I mean, it can't compare to like a bakery's concha, but it's okay. It's pretty decent. That's pretty good. Hot chocolate is like super fresh. I'm talking like I think the stove was still on when I grabbed the hot chocolate, so it's hot. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this up. I'll see you in the outro. Peace. All right, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. As always, if you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. Also, please tell your friends about me. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, the recipe is going to be in the comments again. Sorry, it's not letting me put them in my description. I don't know why, but yeah, it's going to be in the comment section. Link to the recipe. And yeah, I mean, you know, stay wonderful, stay beautiful, and have a nice day.